Hello everybody, welcome back to the Bad Bookers Wrestling Podcast. My name is Jack and today we are reviewing 205 Live. A 205 Live that the crowd were determined to shit on it as much as possible. But we had some solid matches in there, so ignore the crowd, solid matches all round. We started off the night with Lio Rush and Lince Dorado. Lio Rush cutting a promo before the match saying that Lucha House Party couldn't win a match if they weren't all together. If it was one-on-one, they would always lose the match. He was cut off by the Lucha lads, and once again he reiterated, why are all three of you out here? If you really wanted to face me, you'd come out 1v1, not have your little friends here to protect you, Lince. Lince Dorado then tells Kalisto and Gran Metalik, go backstage, I've got this. But Lio Rush takes advantage of a distracted, if you will, Lince Dorado, and takes advantage before the match could officially begin. Solid match this was, really solid match between the two. Like I said, crowd were pretty dead, and it was kind of slow, but it was good. It was at times it was fast paced, and at times there wasn't, not unlike the Andrade Cien Almas Rey Mysterio match where it was constant fast pace. This was kind of up and down a lot more. It was still okay. Lince Dorado going for the golden hour, or the Oscar, whatever you want to call it, the golden rewind even, 2 or 3 times before finally hitting one, but it was quite a good near for Lio Rush kicking out at 2.9. He then hits Rush with a drop kick to the outside, so Rush was hanging off the ropes like he was going to take a 6 or 9 kind of thing. But Lince Dorado was on the top rope, hits the drop kick onto the back of Lio Rush's head, looked quite good, but he couldn't quite capitalise Lince as he runs from one corner to the other where Lio Rush was. Lio Rush throws him into the ring post, dodges out the way of his momentum, goes up the top for himself, hits the final hour, picks up the 1, 2, 3 and picks up the win for himself. He then attacks Lince Dorado after the match, and that sees the rest of Lucha House Party come out to make the save to save Lince, but Lio Rush running away, looking as heelish as possible. It's been a decent week for Lio Rush, winning this match, helping Bobby Lashley win the IC belt. Been a decent week, like I said, decent match, and the crowd didn't really care. I hate 205 Lives being back on Tuesday nights. Next up, we had promos between Noam Dar and Tony Nese saying that they were talking about last week's match, and Tony Nese saying to Noam Dar that he was lucky, and Noam Dar saying, yeah, I might be lucky, but you're still lost. You're still lost. Tony Nese saying that, look, we're one apiece, why don't we have another match to prove who the real winner is? And Noam Dar says, that looks like an excellent idea to step in a ring who could up my game and make me bring my A game, but you lost. And then he just walks off. Didn't really do much, but we're going to see another Noam Dar Tony Nese match. Last week's match was pretty good, so I wouldn't mind seeing that again, a little rubber match for that. We then had a promo between TJP and Drake Maverick. I've got Spud down on my notes. I need to stop doing that. His name's Drake Maverick, not Spud anymore. It will forever be Rockstar Spud. TJP, Spud. Drake Maverick says to TJP, I know why you're here. You want a shot at Buddy Murphy's title open challenge. It wasn't for the title, was it? I'm having a nightmare here. Nightmare. You want a shot at Buddy Murphy's open challenge, but it's already been taken, TJP. A new superstar has come in to take the spot, and but don't you forget that because you did this, I'll be the first to let you know. Don't you forget that I'll let you know first when there's an open challenge. But TJP had already left at this point. Don't know why. The promo was a little bit weird. Just proved that he's a massive dick. But he's a heel at the end of the day, so he's allowed to be. Was that the end of that? Yes, next up we had the Buddy Murphy versus mystery opponent match. Buddy Murphy then issued this open challenge once again that he was talking about last week. Not for the title, remember, just a 1v1 versus the Cruiserweight Champion. And it is answered by NXT's own Humberto Carrillo. I believe he, if I get this right, he's not a major guy in NXT, but I believe he teamed with Raul Mendoza on their tag team, and he looked pretty good, to be fair. I believe it was the case. It was heavily hindered by the crowd, who were completely dead, and when they were making noise, they were screaming, "This is boring," and it was anything but boring. It was actually quite a good match, but you just couldn't get into it because of the crowd. It was just shat on it completely, and sometimes you just wonder why you would stay around if you didn't want to watch the cruiserweights. Like, I don't know, it just annoys me for someone that loves 205 Live and loves what they do, to have a dead crowd like this, and if when they're not dead, they're shitting on it. Just annoys me a little bit. It annoys me. The match itself, really good. Fast-paced counter action, if you will. It made Carillo look a credible force coming into the 205 Live roster, which was perfect. Made him look strong and on par with Buddy Murphy at times, which was fantastic. The finish of the match was Murphy faking a knee or ankle injury, and it looked like he couldn't carry on with the match, and Carillo gives him a round of applause for trying to continue. But as Carillo's back was turned to Murphy, Murphy sprints at him, hits him from behind, but to no avail, because Carillo manages to get back on top, rolls Murphy to the outside, hits a suicide dive, which launches Murphy over the announce table. Carillo then hits Murphy's head. I've just banged my finger against the desk. Hits Murphy's head against the announce table for a bit, rolls him back inside, goes up to the top rope, jumps off the top rope, but is met by a brutal looking knee from Buddy Murphy. And that was it then. Murphy's Law, 1, 2, 3, the Cruiserweight Champion and the so-called greatest Cruiserweight of all time, Buddy Murphy, picks up the win. But I'm looking forward to Carillo on the 205 Live roster. I think he's going to put on some very good matches, and hopefully the crowds don't shit on him too much after this appalling display from the crowd in Alabama. Were they in Alabama? I think they were in Alabama. So that was 205 Live then. I'm going to give it a 3-star again. It was 3-star? Yeah, I'm going to give it 3-star, same as last week. Let down massively by the crowd. If there was a decent crowd behind this, I probably would have given it 3.5 stars, but oh well, these things happen. Solid match between Lio Rush and Lince Dorado, and a really good match between Buddy Murphy and the new boy on the block, Humberto Carrillo. Hopefully next week we're going to have a triple threat between Tozawa, Kalisto and Hideo Itami, the 3 competitors who are facing Buddy Murphy pretty much at the Royal Rumble. We're gonna have a triple threat between them next week. We'll probably have a match between Noam Dar and Tony Nese as well there. So hopefully we can get some good action again on 205 Live next week, back on Tuesday nights. Can't believe it. I hate it. I hate Tuesday. Perfect in that midnight slot for me, just before NXT on Wednesdays. Oh, they always change the good things. Anyway, if you did like this, please leave a like on the video. Please subscribe if you are new around here or you haven't done so already. And I shall see you again very soon. Thank you very much for watching.